Hey guys, Cam from 15 back at it with another video for you guys. As I'm back with another SpyxFamily episode review for you guys. As we finally are now here with the dog, our fluffy boy Bond. Another great episode. SpyxFamily continues to be great. I love SpyxFamily. Such a great show, such a great series. And now we know the dog's name. Bond. And hey, he's a great dog. Luckily, no dogs were harmed in this video because I know last week they ended it off like, oh, with the German Shepherd pretty much approaching, looking like he's gonna do something to Lloyd, and Lloyd draws his gun. I'm like, don't tell me he's gonna shoot a dog. Like, that's actually kind of controversial, but no, he doesn't actually shoot the dog. He actually shoots the bomb backpack that the dog had and just throws it into the ocean. And the only thing is he only gets one shot on the dog, but hey, he had to get the dog off because the dog was biting him and just put him in the trash can. But hey, the good thing is he said he would let the dog out. It was absolutely hilarious from the standpoint the bad guy in this week and for the past couple of episodes, he finds it just absolutely insane. Like, wait, how the hell did he get away from that? And how the hell did he freaking throw the bomb away? And then even when Yor shows up, he's like, wait, why is there jumping ladies coming out of nowhere? So, they saved the operation. They stopped this whole plan to destroy this and like the entire area that they were in and stopped this plot line that the bad guys were trying to bomb the city or something like that. It was also crazy to also see Yor legitimately kick a car. Now, listen, I've watched the 13 episodes of SpyxFamily, and anything that Yor does now should not surprise me at this point, but it was absolutely funny how she kicks the freaking car into pretty much a street light. There were people in the vicinity, how they did not be like, whoa, what the hell? I have no idea. But it was absolutely hilarious. And, she just calls the cops like, yeah, the guy is right here. The bad guy is right here. So you can come get him. This is the same housewife that called a few minutes ago. So that was funny. And then the whole thing with Anya after the day was saved, pretty much the whole thing with Anya pretty much saying, I want to keep the dog, otherwise I'm not going to go to school, pretty much telling Lloyd, if I don't keep this dog, then I won't go through with your master plan to I guess create peace between the East and the West. So they eventually had to give in, and it was great. And it was actually the scene where the handler comes in as I guess you can say a fake policewoman, was actually pretty interesting because she ends up talking to Anya. So they take the dog in to see like the dog's okay and everything. And the one thing is that the handler actually compliments, saying that Anya's a good girl and everything, and she has a bright future pretty much. And it was actually pretty interesting to hear the handler tell Lloyd, like, I had a daughter at one point, so she's a good girl. I had a daughter at some point, so I guess I can relate to where you've been at, even though Lloyd's like, please, you don't know what I've been through. Which is honestly actually a pretty interesting plot point from my opinion, because it shows that somebody from this agency has actually had kids. Now, we don't know if this was like a legit like daughter, or maybe an adoptive daughter in some sort of way, or if this is like for some sort of mission she had to do, and maybe she grew too attached to this kid and she had to go away, or maybe before she became in this spy organization, maybe she had a legit daughter. What happened to that daughter, we don't know. She doesn't really explain or go off on that, so maybe we'll find that later. But it was actually pretty interesting to find that out. And even later in the episode, Lloyd brings up a point about the whole family dynamic between him, Yor, and Anya, of this whole thing of, after my mission's done, I'm gonna have to let these guys go, and it's gonna be over. So I feel like they're planting the seeds, like maybe, I don't know where the manga is, and I don't know if the manga's close to being ending or over. But I definitely wouldn't be shocked if like the ending of this series was, maybe they obtain the goal. They do what, Lloyd does his plan, but it's like I mentioned in my other SpyxFamily reviews. He'll start to grow too much attached to Yor and Anya to the point he's gonna see Anya as his legit daughter, and he's gonna see Yor as somebody he deeply cares about and probably fall in love with as they grow their relationship. And I feel like, maybe the series could end on the spy agency being like, you know what? You've done a lot of good things for us. You've done a lot of work. Maybe you deserve the time to yourself, and you deserve to live with your family. We'll just, support your whole decision. Maybe that goes because they dropped that little, interesting piece of the handler actually having a daughter, and I'm like, oh, maybe that could lead in the fact. And it seems like the handler can honestly relate and honestly understand Lloyd. And I could definitely see the handler being okay with the fact, like, well, if you're so attached to your family, well, then, you know what? Why don't you just stop being a spy and you just go live off with your family that you've grown attached? Don't know. It was funny. You got more meme worthy Anya faces. Like, just more meme worthy, like the one before she entered the school and she was thinking of a good way to tell Damien, like, oh, I got a dog, and then when she does say it and Damien's like, okay, and what? Cool, you have a dog, what's the big deal? And she's like, oh, I'm like, oh my gosh, absolutely priceless shit right there. I love SpyxFamily. This show is great, and then also the fact that they got to the name of the dog Bond. Just from the standpoint, he looks like a spy himself. He looks like the main character of the show Anya watches, because the paws look like gloves, and she managed to get the gloves. The dog managed to get the gloves back from another dog, Anya's gloves, which was absolutely another funny scene because this dog is like afraid of our boy Bond. Even though Bond doesn't look that menacing, but you can clearly see, how much Anya loves the dog, loves our boy Bond. I still remember. It makes me remind myself of my first dog. I have actually had two dogs, but my first dog, when I wasn't around Anya's age, but when I was about a little younger, probably like 9 or 10 at the time. Or no, not 9 or 10. Yeah, no, I think about 9 or 10 years old. So I remember having my first dog. It's, your best friend, and my first dog was like my best friend. My second dog is not as close with me as my first dog was, but that's kind of the thing there. But other than that, another solid episode of SpyxFamily. Seems like next week is going to be centrally squared on Yor, and I guess that one couple that I guess always keeps demeaning Yor and everything. So gonna be very interesting. Can't wait for more. And yeah, but if you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts on this week's episode of SpyxFamily, as well as hit that subscribe button if you want to get more SpyxFamily content or any other anime content I upload to the channel. So then, guys, have a great rest of your day and stay safe out there. Peace.